G'day folks, today I am reviewing the Koolabung Cod Cracker surface lure. The lure's not perfect, but I really like it and I can't help but to put it on when I feel like surface fishing. To find out why I like it, stay tuned. Rightio folks, the Koolabung Cod Cracker is the mid-range Koolabung surface lure. They've got the Koolabung Cod Walker, which is smaller, and which is what I've been using for years. Then they've got the Koolabung Wake Snake, which sits just under the surface and creates a big wake. And instead of having this scooped out bib, it has a little bib on the front just to get an action in the lure but not make it dive. And that's really long. The Koolabung Cod Cracker is a jointed surface lure, so it's the same as the Koolabung Cod Walker, but it's multi-piece, it's two-piece. This is the smaller of the Koolabung Cod Crackers. They actually Koolabung make a bigger model than that as well. Now, what I don't like about this lure, I don't like the way the paint scratched off a little bit. You can see there's a little bit of paint scratch. That's not the end of the world. It doesn't affect the performance of the lure, and despite having a bit of paint scratched off, I've still caught plenty of fish on this lure. Now, bear in mind that I go fishing, particularly in the summer months, probably 4 or 5 nights most weeks. I don't go all day every day, like I probably look like I do when I make YouTube videos so frequently, but I'll go out after tea at 7 o'clock at night and just fish until sunset, just for a couple of hours. So I have made thousands of casts with this lure over the summer months, and for that little bit of paint to come off with all those casts isn't too bad. It's hit logs, it's been snagged, it's caught a ton of fish, and the hooks actually scrape, which is a problem with most lures. The front hooks scrape the paint off and the back ones do a bit, and also I think the fish, actually their teeth may even have an impact on the paint as well. But seriously folks, I think I'm just saying that because I don't want to look biased and I've got to find something negative to say about this great lure. I've got to find something to pick on. I have heard stories that the bibs break. How true that is, I don't know. I haven't had it happen. I have had it happen years ago with the old Koolabung Cod Walker, the little timber models that they first started making. It happened years ago, but they strengthened the bibs and I haven't had the problem since. But I have heard that they can break on the Koolabung Cod Cracker, and if that happens to you, I suggest you go to the website www.codmac.com.au, because they sell Koolabung lures, and just see if you can get a bib sent out to you, or maybe you might sell them to you really cheap or something like that, and it's just a case of undoing that screw, putting another one on, and then you're fine. Although as I said, I haven't had to go through that process because I haven't actually had one break on me. And for the thousands of casts that I've made this year with this and other Koolabung lures, I think that's not a bad strike rate, to be quite honest. Now, this is a general information with surface lures, but what I found with this Koolabung Cod Cracker, the Cod Walker, which is the single body one, I've loved. For a long time, the 90mm Koolabung Cod Walker has been my favourite surface lure, and that's because the hookup rate has been so damn good. Nearly every boof, if it doesn't hook up, boof, you'll hit it again and you'll hook up. The problem is most of those fish are small, because where I live in Wangaratta there's not a lot of big fish. So I've put on this bigger lure, the Koolabung Cod Cracker. What I've found is my hookup rate has dropped because those smaller fish, many of those little 20 and 30 centimetre cod, struggle to hook up. They don't hit it as aggressively, or for whatever reason, the hookup rate's not as great with the smaller fish. But the upside to that is the larger lure has enticed more bigger fish, and I have caught a lot more legal sized Murray cod this year than I did last year. In fact, last season I never got a legal sized cod all season. This year I've probably caught 8 or 9, and they've all bar one has come to this lure. I under soft plastic, I've got a nice 70 centimetre cod on a soft plastic, but I've caught some absolute beauties on this because the larger lure entices the bigger fish. So while the hookup rate has dropped away with the small fish, the amount of bigger fish that I've actually seen come up and hit my lure, the amount of bigger fish I've encountered has climbed. So I'm trading off numbers for size simply by going up to a bigger lure. Koolabung have a cod cracker that's a little bit longer than this again, and I think that might even find some even bigger fish again, who knows. This has got a great swim pattern. The fact that it's jointed, you can see the design of it, has the arse end of the lure hanging down really low, and that's good because that just helps with the hookup rate. So by having the hooks down lower, when a fish does hit it, it hooks up great. And what I've found is Murray cod in the 60 to 70 centimetre size range have a really good hookup rate with this lure. Also, and the thing I like the most about it being, or the two things I like the most about it being jointed is crack, 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 crack. It makes more noise. The Cod Walker simply just makes the plopping sound or the splashing sound. It just makes that same plopping sound, but also mixes it up with a clack, clack, crack, 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 crack sound of the two bodies hitting each other when they swim. So that's one thing I really love. And the other thing I really love, by being jointed, you can work it a lot slower. If you just cast it out, if you just like jerk the line a bit and just twitch it in one spot, it can sit in one spot almost, and the front end will move left and right like that. It'll only really slowly move forward, so it'll appear to be just slowly gaining distance, but still sending out a lot of rings. So you can work it a lot more slowly with a little jarring sort of action, just by sort of jilting it and making it just dance around a bit. So it can be worked really slow. It's got a good hookup rate for the bigger fish. It's got a great action. It's a fantastic lure. But if you buy one, just understand that you may lose a little bit of paint, but you may also need to do a lot of work for that to happen. And the rumour is that you may break a bib, but I can't say that's happened to me. But it may, but I'm pretty sure that you can get a bib somewhere. Okay folks, I hope you've liked this review. 100% non-biased. I'm going to go and see if I can put the theory to the test, but I'll tell you what, when it comes to catching Murray cod in winter, I make a damn good photographer. We've got to get something in the big hole back near the house. That is just an absolute gem of a hole. It was like love at first sight when I first saw that spot. Got him! Oh, look at this! Oh yeah! Oh yeah, nice fish, Brett. Nice fish. Yeah. Yeah, he'd be a good 60, 65 cell, somewhere in the 60s. Thank you very much. Fair dinkum, I heard it. You got boof while I'm trying to land the fish. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, ha, ha. What, how big you reckon? 64, 65?
60 odd, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere between 60 and 65. Lovely fish on the Koolabung Cod Cracker surface lure.